The death toll from Egypt's wave of violence climbed to at least 525, fueling anger and deepening rifts in the Arab world's most populous nation as pro-Morsi protesters planned more demonstrations. The violence has prompted senior European Union officials to meet Monday to consider what action they may take. Joining us now is WSJ Global News Editor Jeff Grocott. Jeff, thank you very much for being here. This is a horrific situation in Egypt.
It is. Actually, the death toll is now above 638, the government has said. Yeah, it just keeps going up.
And that's been moving all day. And to be fair, it is hard to get a handle on this, but any deaths are too many. And when it's in the hundreds, it's awful. And
it was nearly 300 at the site of the biggest pro-Morsi sit-in that police and security forces went in against yesterday. It's almost 300 people there.
So the EU is going to meet Monday to address this crisis. It is on Europe's doorstep. It is right next to the US's #1 ally in the Middle East, which is Israel, which also borders onto another mess, which is Syria.
Exactly.
What can the European Union do?
Really, it's hard to see. I mean, Denmark today canceled about $4 million worth of bilateral aid.
4 million, not 4 billion.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of money.
With an M, we don't talk about that kind of number very much. But that's the level that we're talking about so far. Europe has big trade relations with Egypt, but the big ally is the U.S. And the U.S. gives 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion versus Denmark's 4 million. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Bigger number in aid every year. And the U.S. hasn't talked about cutting that aid. They're cutting, Obama said today on Martha's Vineyard that they would cut a military joint exercise that was coming up next month. And they're strongly condemning this killing. But the U.S. needs Egypt in its peace bids with, on the border with Israel, and it also needs to keep the Suez Canal open.
Now, one of the things that we know historically for Europe is that Europe hasn't done very well. When it's had a crisis on its borders, if you look back to the Yugoslavian conflict of the 90s, Europe acted fairly slowly there. Europe would seem to me, and I'm a European, would seem to act slowly when it comes to the Egypt crisis. Is that fair, or is that...
fair. Who knows where it will go? At this point, it doesn't seem like there are a lot of parties with leverage outside of Egypt. And now the thing we're watching today, yesterday we had this horrendous crackdown. Tomorrow is Egypt's traditional day of protest, so people are bracing for that. Today is the day of what the heck is going on and where are we going from here. The Interior Ministry has issued live ammunition and orders to use lethal force if necessary tomorrow, and the Muslim Brotherhood has defied orders to obey a curfew, and they're massing at a mosque in central Cairo. So it looks like we're heading for another mess.
Okay, that's not good news. Let's hope someone can sort this out as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Jeff.